I am San Antonio College Radio. This is the Urban Suite D Major, Cheryl Meadows, Tori Pool with us this evening. Just having fun.
Having fun, taking names.
Most definitely. Hey, you are a busy lady. You have quite a bit going on. First off, Blind Tiger.
Blind Tiger, it's the comedy club that you always needed to know about in the basement of the historic Magic Time Machine, which, if you don't know what the Magic Time Machine is, it's a children's cosplay restaurant.
Which I haven't been to yet. As long as I've been here, I want to go and try the food and then go downstairs.
Yeah, because I've heard the food is pretty good too.
It's so unusual. You have to go with an open heart.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
How big is the club itself?
We're not very big. So pre-pandemic, we used to squeeze in like 70 to 75 in the basement. And then post-pandemic, I think we're we took it 10 less. I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's like 60, 65 in the basement. So, yeah.
See, I want to go and have that experience. I've been seeing all kinds of clips from other comedians, and I would like the experience.
You know, it's a comic run place. Like, I serve as the director of sorts. You know, I manage the email and I manage the guys, and but we are, you know, we're a bunch of comedians that all have the same goal, which is just producing cool content and producing cool shows. And you know, we have weekly writing groups, and we just push ourselves, and it really wouldn't work if there wasn't that community. So it's pretty cool. They've been kicking butt and taking names, so I really appreciate everything that club does.
Awesome. Also, the last time we saw each other was late last summer, an event at the new theater at
Texas Public Radio.
Yes.
You guys were at the Artist Forum. Is that right? Is that when we saw each other?
Yes, with Jay Darius. Great performance from him.
It was our first Artist Forum. Yeah.
First one.
It was fantastic.
Oh, wow. How does it feel to be inside that new, beautiful building?
I am filled with such pride going to work every day. Working for Texas Public Radio, it's amazing. You know, I'm not on the radio. Like, everybody's always like, "Oh my God, are you Norma Martinez?" I'm like, "No, I'm Tori."
Wow.
Yeah, they're like, "Brown girl." But I manage events for Texas Public Radio. I'm the events manager, and I just love it. It's all about community engagement. It's all about meeting people where they are and bringing awareness to what we do. And it's so cool. Yeah, I love it. Everything we do is fun.
What sort of events are you currently planning?
I guess my big event through TPR is I produce the podcast and live event Worth Repeating. It's a storyteller series. We actually need storytellers for the last two events of the year. Okay. If you have a story about covers, magazine covers, or any covering for a friend, that's a good one. Or the last one of the series is called Como, stories about things that get lost in translation. Those are excellent storytelling series. 7 stories, $7, 7 minutes. And then I do other stuff. You know, I work with my amazing marketing team, and we do things like the Artist Forum, which are meeting artists where they are, like what do they need. The next one that we have on TPR Artist Forum is about film.
Nice.
It's the film industry. That's pretty cool. Coming up on the 21st of this month. We do things like Lonesome Lounge, which is out at Lonesome Rose.
Ooh.
We have a new series called Creekside that we're launching, where I'm looking for Texas-based artists. So if you are an artist in Texas, I want to hear from you. So that one, we are doing Twin Tribes on March 4th. That's our first one under Creekside. We're really excited about that. It's events all the time. It's art, it's music, it's stories, you know, just meeting the community and then getting them in the theater and like wowing them with whatever we're doing, whether it's like a moderated discussion or, you know, the storytelling series, and then them going, "Hey, wait, what's this building?" And I'm like, well, we're the local NPR, you know? So yeah, it's pretty cool.
How did that connection come together? How did you get?
How did I get with TPR?
Yeah, seriously.
You know, honestly, I feel like everything sort of led me to TPR. Like leaving education was like a big swan dive into like I didn't know what. I was like, all right, this is not me anymore. Who am I? Right? Yeah. And then I did some like freelance editing. I wrote a bunch of screenplays that didn't go anywhere. Got rejected a bunch. Thank you. But I suddenly found myself editing and working for this big, like, really dark corporation. And I'm like, ew, like I was in a box, basically. And then the pandemic happened. And then we were all home. And I just started trying my best. Like, I had an interview with last week tonight at John Oliver. That was like, I thought I almost got it, guys.
Whoa.
Like, I was like, oh, I was devastated when I didn't make the final cut. But, you know, doing that kind of thing, like sending packets to SNL, sending packets to NBC, sending packets everywhere, and just applying everywhere, like thinking that, okay, maybe I will leave my beloved San Antonio. And it was kind of the last place I looked. I started to Google the things that I like to do, and I had done Worth Repeating back in 2018, and I just happened to search, like, Worth Repeating, San Antonio, jobs. And it kicked back TPR that they were hiring, and I was like, what?
Yay.
And whoever was going to take that position would head up Worth Repeating, and I was like, okay, I feel like this job has me all over it.
Yeah.
And I applied. I reached out to a couple people, and I was like, hey, I want in. You know, I know it's entry level. I want in, and I was lucky enough to get in, and then a few months later I was promoted to this new position. So yeah, it all came together very quickly, and I felt pretty, you know, kismet. I don't know. I felt like it was meant to be.
Nice. Podcast,
yeah. So I used to do a podcast called Love Actually, or sorry, Toxic Actually, but it was like about love. I haven't had time to do that podcast. It was like an hour every week, and you guys know how it be. I was like, okay, what am I doing? But now my baby, I produce the Worth Repeating podcast. I'll actually take over editing it for our next few episodes with the help of the very talented Alfie from what is it called? Sound Crane Studios.
Okay.
I'm lucky to know a lot of people that are really good at what they do to make me look good. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing all the work for Worth Repeating, and I'm like excited and nervous. But I'm already kind of doing it because I host the live event.
Right.
I'm lending my MC skills to that, and so I do the voice work for it for the past year. Which is great because you get to do the radio voice, which is different than your live voice. Have you guys noticed when you're hosting an event, you're like, ah! But when you're like in studio, you're like, hello. It's so great.
Actually, every week. We've got more coming up with Tori Pool coming up, but stay tuned. We are about to go deep in the trenches with DJ Mercury with his monthly mix. I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy it, so do not go anywhere. Stay tuned. More coming up. This is the Urban Suite KSYM, San Antonio College Radio.